creation through bomb and form. The greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form. Or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker. 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No stuff.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Behind the Plays. I am your host, the Davion _OW, and with me, as always, for the football podcast, not necessarily finale for season 3, but the conclusion and culmination of this season. My co-host, as always, with me, Eric.
How come you got the Davion OW and I'm just Eric?
I'm sorry, the GOAT, the legend, the football connoisseur. I went to the Pro Bowl and held a flag at the Pro Bowl.
I did do that.
Eric.
That was cool, yeah.
Was that better?
Yeah, no, there was a really cool opportunity at my place of work where me and my fiance, we went and, like the big-ass American flag that they have, like on the field before the game and stuff like that. Yeah, we're not quite on TV. You can barely see us to the point where you barely recognize that it's us. But yeah, we're up like near the top left holding the blue part of the flag.
Sensational, honestly.
During the national anthem. It was pretty cool.
Great.
Yeah, no, it was a huge dub, just the way it worked out. We'll talk about it later. I'll talk about the Pro Bowl. We'll talk about the Pro Bowl and stuff like that. And I'll talk about my experience at the Pro Bowl.
Correct. That's on the docket, but I had to give him the intro because it was a little it was too underrated. I apologize. If you saw me randomly light up, I turned one light on, didn't turn the other light on, didn't turn on the filter for the light. So I apologize. I wasn't prepared because I talked to Eric, started turning on lights, and then he called me and I wasn't paying attention and I forgot to turn on the rest of my lights.
If it makes you feel better, it's just now hitting me like a truck that I have no lights on. And I'm just next to my window, and that's what we're working with.
That's okay. It's early for you, so it's all good.
Exactly. It's only 3 o'clock here.
I don't have much natural light outside anymore. Yeah. I actually got off work early today, so that's a first for me. But we're recording this on Wednesday, February 8th. You guys will see this podcast Saturday, the day before the Super Bowl. But you guys will see my face a couple more times prior to this. Davion will be uploading more videos in regards to basketball. I'll be writing a lot more solo. I don't know why I haven't thought of this in the past, but I want you guys to go, if you guys are big basketball fans, in the last... I don't know what's going to be talked about in the last episode because I haven't recorded it yet. But the first episode is definitely going to be talking about the Dallas Mavericks trade. You'll probably see a big trade deadline talk because that is Thursday, which is tomorrow for me. You'll see me upload that video Friday.
Yeah, the Mavs just got Kyrie Irving. Huh?
Yeah, the Mavs just traded for Kyrie Irving, which is my favorite basketball team.
LeBron James just broke the scoring record, right?
Dude, that's basically the entire episode for Thursday.
Yeah,
so if you guys love basketball, go check it out. We'll also be talking about the rumored trade that the Lakers are going on right now with the Laker Jazz Timberwolves three-way deal that's going on. That's crazy.
Like, I know Westbrook's involved. Isn't like D'Angelo Russell involved too?
Yeah, so the deal is to send D'Lo from the T-Wolves to the Lakers, Westbrook from the Lakers to the Jazz, and Jazz send Mike Conley to the T-Wolves. The Jazz are also sending like Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt, who they wanted to move off of contracts anyway. I think they're both going to Lakers, which is insane for the LA Lakers. They're minimalizing a lot of contracts. Anyway, I have a lot to say about it, and you'll see it later. But this is football time, and we're gonna kick things off with the conference championship games. If you didn't watch
weekends ago.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's been a couple weekends. If you did not watch me stream, I did react live to the Eagles-Niners game, of course, which is where we're going to start our journey today. Eagles are headed to the Super Bowl after an interestingly weird rebuild moment after winning Super Bowl 52. They will be taking on the San Francisco 40. They took on the San Francisco 49ers, beat them 31-7 in a very weird game, and they'll be heading to the Super Bowl 57 in Arizona.
Yes. So, I believe they're already starting to arrive in Arizona and doing media days and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Speaking of this, have you seen, gosh, man.
Did you see the Jalen Hurts one? Is that what you're going to ask me?
Have you seen the Nick Sirianni one?
I did not see the Nick Sirianni one, but I saw the Jalen Hurts one where this guy asks him a question, or he talks to me. He's like, hey, man, I really have to apologize to you because I didn't think you guys were going to get to the Super Bowl. And he's like, and Jalen Hurts goes, you're not the only one. He's like, I really apologize for that. I'm really sorry. You guys did great. And he's like, thanks.
I know. Jalen Hurts goes, cool.
Gotta love him, man.
The Nick Sirianni one, listen, okay, props to Nick Sirianni for how he handled this question, okay? Because this is the most ridiculous question I've ever heard a reporter ask of all time.
Oh, man.
Yes. reporter asks him deadpan, Coach Sirianni, is Sunday a must-win game?
For the Super Bowl!
Yes. And Nick Sirianni handled it well. He looked at him, he goes, yeah.
Yes.
And then just, like, looks to the next guy for the next question.
Like, what kind of a question? No, the Super Bowl is not a must-win game.
Yeah. Like this takes me back, okay? Like, I can think of a fistful of ridiculous questions that they've done before the Super Bowl. I remember pre-Super Bowl 47, this was the Niners and Ravens Super Bowl.
Okay. 10 years.
Somebody asked Ray Lewis, like, very first question, hey, Ray, did you kill those guys? I'm like...
Wait.
Props to this dude, honestly, for just the cojones to ask Ray Lewis in a crowded room of people if
he killed him, man.
Did you kill those guys?
Gosh. Yeah. No, that should be our next ranking. Ranking top 10 worst fucking questions ever asked.
Stupidest ridiculousess. Oh, gosh.
Gotta love
Coach
it, man.
Sirianni.
Dude, I
Sunday
love Nick.
A must-win game. Yeah,
I love Nick.
It is.
I've had my fair share of listening to, I'm an Eagles fan, right? So I'm on Eagles TikTok, and I hear my fair share of not just Eagles fans talking about the Eagles, but Eagles critiques going through, like, they're very critical about what happened this run. And my only conversation about it is, they are like, the Eagles have had the most cupcake run in the NFL. And I was like, I can respect that. We got a 6-seeded Giants, who we demolished, who you guys continuously said we were going to lose to. And then we rolled up to San Fran, if they rolled up to us, and we smoked them 31-7. Unfortunately, I get the circumstances and I understand where people are coming from, but the defense got 31 points hung on them and kind of got smoked prior to them actually losing the ball a bunch of times.
I know, and here's what's crazy is, like, the Eagles' passing offense was mid.
Yeah.
And their rushing offense went crazy.
No, and people are like, I unfortunately hate that it fuels the Jalen Hurts can't throw mentality, but why the hell, when in this situation, Brock Purdy goes down, honestly, speedy recovery to Brock, he had a torn something in his elbow, and he's out for like 6 months.
It's a UCL, I want to say?
Yeah, it was a terrible injury.
Like yeah, he's out for like 6 weeks.
Seriously, quick recovery. Great run, dude. Honestly, I respect it a ton. I still think Trey Lance should be starting next season in training camp after that, but it's not my decision. I'm not the coach. I don't sit behind the closed doors. You do y'all, you do you. I think you guys have a great option, either option you go with in this scenario.
Yes.
The issue now becomes, honestly, I hope he heals. Then it was Josh Johnson came out. I believe that's his name. I messed up his name about 7 times during
That's former Denver Broncos quarterback.
That's
Josh
former
Johnson.
every other team in the NFL. Josh Johnson. Okay.
Josh Johnson. Yes. Okay. But listen, Josh Johnson was as close as we got to the Broncos being in the playoffs. That's not true. Bradley Chubb was
in the playoffs.
Yes.
My issue with this is that they still didn't protect their quarterback. How many times did you see Hassan Reddick run through a team unblocked? Did you watch those clips?
I did, yes.
He ran through them like 5 times unblocked, and then acts like, oh, we would have beat you guys. Oh, if we had a good quarterback. Your quarterback wasn't doing shit.
Yeah.
They're getting mollywopped. They're getting rocked every chance they get. If it wasn't him, it was Josh Sweat on the other side. If it wasn't Josh Sweat, it was Fletcher Cox up the middle. Damn, Jordan Davis even got a damn sack, and he wasn't even playing that hard.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. And Niners fans, I'm serious. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would be just as upset as y'all. Mm-hmm. Okay? I feel bad for you guys. That sucks. But your guys' future is so bright, it's not fair.
Yeah.
You guys have 2 awesome 3 if you want to really count solid quarterbacks for your system. Just got hurt. And it happens to y'all every year. It's okay. Wish y'all the best though.
Yes.
But we're gonna go play in Super Bowl 57 because if the shoe was on the other foot, you guys would also be like, yeah, we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. Fuck y'all. Like that's the mindset you'd have. And it's okay. I get it. But I feel for y'all.
Sense.
I feel for y'all. I get it. But the Eagles did win, and they will be going to the Super Bowl. And I still think they were the better team regardless of who they played in the playoffs. There was a reason they were the 1 seed.
Yeah. I mean, the quarterback goes down for San Francisco and immediately they think, okay, the Eagles cheese their way to the Super Bowl. That's not true, like, at all. Like, sure, the NFC Championship is probably a closer game, but at the end of the day, the Eagles are a really good team and win it, at least 50% of the time.
Yeah,
like the Eagles deserve to be in the championship game, and I think the Eagles deserve to be in the Super Bowl. Would the Niners have deserved to be there? Absolutely.
Yes.
But, like, just because the quarterback for the Niners goes down doesn't mean the Eagles suddenly don't deserve it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's my mindset too. Thank you. That was the best explanation I think I've heard from anyone, and you explained it better than I think I could possibly have explained it.
It's my job, after all, to explain things in a very simplistic way.
Great. True.
That's why I'm here.
Very, very valid. But yeah.
That's why you keep me on, is because I'm so eloquently spoken.
There you go. Look at you. But that's all I have to really say about the game. I think it was very well. I think once you see Brock Purdy go down and then he comes back, you obviously manage the game differently because he's not throwing the ball. So obviously you're going to run the ball more. You're going to do those things to waste the clock down. I mean, Jalen Hurts only threw the ball 25 times. Like, what? And it was like mostly screens.
He threw the ball 25 times. He had, 11 rushing attempts or something like that?
He had 11. Sanders had 11. Yeah. Gainwell had 14. Scott had 6. Yeah. Gardner Minshew had
Kenneth
2.
Kenneth Gainwell is your leading rusher, right? Miles Sanders scored a pair of touchdowns. Jalen Hurts scored a touchdown. They even got Boston Scott the damn touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, good for Boston Scott.
Yeah, I
stand Boston Scott in this house.
I do too. I yelled, the Giant Killer gets a score.
Yeah.
And it's
I love me some Boston Scott.
I'll let you guys have your controversy over everything. There was the first drive of the game where the Eagles did score. But it was on a crazy fourth down, one-handed grab from Devontae Smith that once replay showed it was incomplete, definitely an incomplete pass. I said it on TV. On stream. I recognized it was an incomplete pass. Why, when you see a man running out of the huddle, giving a sign to hurry up, do you not throw your challenge flag there? Even if it's not, even if it's a caught pass. It's the first half.
Yeah, at least you're killing time.
It's the first half.
Yeah.
I'd throw the challenge flag.
Yeah.
There's, you didn't use the challenge flag that half. There was nothing else it could have been used for. And it came to bite them in the butt because it was incomplete, and they scored. And then on the opposite side, this is when Brock Purdy got hurt, where Hassan Reddick hit it, and they ruled it incomplete. Thankfully, Linval Joseph picked up the ball like a smart man. Mm-hmm. And Nick Sirianni said, no, threw the flag instantly. He saw incomplete, and he didn't even think about it. He just said, nope. He didn't even think about it. Ruled a fumble, Eagles football, we go down and score. Sorry. Love y'all, but you really should be hating on your coach for not doing that, because that honestly is a big portion of the game right there.
Yeah, my favorite joke that came out of the whole Devontae Smith incident was somebody tweeted out just like, all right, the NFL realized they made a mistake and have since awarded the Eagles the win by a score of 24-7. It's like, who fucking cares? The Eagles smacked them up.
I mean, at that point, I was more so upset that we didn't score 38 and give another 38-7 performance for the last time we were in the conference championship.
Listen, okay, I think that's what the trade-off for getting away with the Devontae Smith
there you go
catch. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to reiterate, Josh Johnson didn't look that bad. Okay, let me tell y'all. He looked fine. He fumbled the snap. I get it. He also got murdered by Hassan Reddick 3 times.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. And the Eagles played good defense in the secondary. They were stopping things. It sucks, but you guys had 3 fumbles, and one of them was Debo Smith at the end, who got hit by Reed Blankenship.
Yeah.
I will say, though, what I do like about them is the Niners secondary is fun. They have Jimmy Ward and Shavarius Ward, and they are both great football players.
Oh, yeah.
Solid football players. I was watching them, and I was like, man, he just fucked A.J. Brown. Man, he just murdered Devontae Smith. That was great defense.
I mean, the Eagles everybody's saying the Eagles have the super team right now. Yeah, the Eagles are good. I don't know if they have the super team per se.
I don't know, man. Our team's pretty stacked.
They are pretty stacked, but this ain't the fucking whatever it was 09 Heat or whatever, the super team, Yeah,
that was 2020. That was the 2013 Heat, man. That was when Ray Allen came aboard. That team was disgusting.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get you.
This is not the super team.
Yes.
Right? Most of the games that the Eagles have played were losable.
Yeah.
This game was very losable. Any playoff game is.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like keeping that in mind, that the Eagles I don't think are flawless.
Agreed.
I think the Niners are still a favorite to go far into the NFC next year.
Agreed. They've been to 2 conference championships in a row.
We very easily could see this conference championship matchup again.
Correct. I agree, and you could see a different scenario.
And if you think about the NFC teams right now who are like truly contenders, I got a list of about 2.
Yeah, it's the 2 that played in the conference championship.
Yeah,
and maybe the Cowboys as a 3rd.
Yeah, the Cowboys are 3 right now. If you think about the other playoff teams that there is, like the Giants, I mean,
depends on who they add. I really truly think
they're ready for the chip.
Yeah, I agree. They're not there yet.
Vikings,
we have to see
Vikings are not there yet.
No.
Vikings are not there yet. Who else even made the playoffs in the NFC? I can't even remember.
It was the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are.
The Bucs are toast.
The Bucs,
the Seahawks made it on a fluke. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but then you have the Lions that didn't make it. Rodgers is probably out. Like who? What?
Rodgers is probably out of Green Bay. And even if he stays in Green Bay is not a contender anymore.
Who's the 4 seed? Oh, the Bucs. Who's the 6 seed?
Yeah, the Bucs are
the Giants.
The Giants.
We got them all.
Yeah, we got all the playoff teams. I mean, and you think about like NFC teams who didn't make the playoffs and are on the rise. It's the Lions.
Correct.
Because I think the Rams are crashing.
Correct.
I think the Saints are crashing. I think the Falcons are, they're still roadkill.
They're interesting though because they were 1 game out of making the playoffs this year.
Yeah. I mean, Washington, they're average.
They're not making I don't think they're making a title run anytime soon.
I don't think they're going to make a dent. Like, they're maybe a wild card next year.
Right.
Chicago has the number 1 overall pick for a reason.
Yeah, but they also have a lot that they can work with.
Yeah, Arizona is entering full-blown panic mode.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about 2 real contenders out of the NFC for the foreseeable future. Philly and San Francisco.
With young players under contract. That's the big thing because Jalen Hurts is under contract, A.J. Brown, Devontae. The only people running back, Sanders isn't. We don't know what Jason Kelsey's future holds, but I'm pretty sure the rest of the line is good to go. Maybe no Lane Johnson, but we already have the replacements for those people. Cam Jurgens was handpicked by Kelsey. We have a right tackle ready to go. If Andre Dillard could stay healthy, he had great snaps at left guard this season and right tackle when we were missing Lane Johnson. And Isaac Samalu went down with injuries. So we had some good people there. Dallas Goedert looks phenomenal. Quez Watkins is young and is under contract. And even if we lose Miles Sanders, we still have Kenneth Gainwell, who's right there, who looked phenomenal this playoff run.
Good old Boston Scott.
If he stays. and then I mean, I don't see why he doesn't, but you know what I mean.
What reason does he have to leave? He's going to go be the 3 somewhere else?
Going to go be the giant killer in Dallas? We'll get Tony Pollard. How about that?
Yeah, go for it, dude. Now okay. All right, super team, relax. You can only have so many good players.
And then on the defensive side, right? You have the old guys, which are Fletch and Graham.
Yeah.
Who we have Jordan Davis ready to go. Kaiser White may not be on the team next year, but Nakobe Dean is his backup. Ready to play football. For whatever reason, if we don't re-sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you already saw what Reed Blankenship, a rookie, could do in this defense.
Yep.
The team looks great no matter what you chalk it up to next year. So, and then you take whatever money you lose from those, you have the 10th pick, 2 first-round picks.
Yep. The Eagles are stacked. I think the Eagles are in a good position for a long time.
We have the 10th pick.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For the foreseeable future, you have 2, maybe 3 contenders of the NFC.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys.
The 2 of them are bitter rivals, and
yeah.
Honestly, we kind of have a weird triangle rivalry at this point right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously the Niners and Cowboys have history.
Yeah. And now the Eagles are jumping into that.
Recently, it seems like the Eagles and Niners are going to have beef too.
Yeah. We always had beef. Dude, we always do some stupid shit against the Niners.
Davion, the Eagles have beef with everybody because it's the Eagles. That's just how the Eagles work.
Facts.
So, go on.
It's facts. Every time we play the Niners, we used to lose to them motherfuckers, dude.
First NFL team that comes to your mind that isn't the Eagles, go.
The Steelers.
Yeah, they have beef with the Steelers. They're both in they're Pennsylvania. That's so much beef. Name another, go.
Arizona Cardinals.
So much beef. You kidding me?
Because
Jalen Hurts is the better Kyler Murray now. Beef.
Seattle Seahawks. I actually have
that's the easiest answer of all time.
Is it?
Your beef lies with a young man by the name of Davion Clowney, who ain't even a fucking Seahawk anymore.
Facts. Fuck the Seahawks, man.
Yeah. Raiders, they beat you in a Super Bowl in the 80s.
No one likes the Raiders. Everyone hates the Raiders, though.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Raiders fan, you hate the Raiders.
That's fair. Like naming up the Jaguars.
We're cool with the Chiefs. We're cool with Chiefs fans.
Kelsey.
They're brothers. They're fine.
But it's beef.
Andy Reid. I would accept that before I accept the Kelseys.
Big Red.
I'd accept Reid before I accept the Kelseys. And then Nick Sirianni, too. We'll accept the coaches before I accept the Kelseys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Nah, I get it.
The Eagles have beef with everybody.
The Eagles are just a wild fan base. I love it. Speaking of Big Red, the Chiefs played in Burrowhead this weekend. This past couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of it, Joe Burrow. What a game, by the way. Great fun game.
Yes, really good game. Really good game that Roger Goodell and his team of writers whipped up the last spring.
Feel that? Is that how you feel? That's how you feel?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
no,
I'm just making
jokes.
I disagree with script writing because there were a lot of calls. The biggest highlight of the night, obviously, is the refereeing jobs, and I understand refs aren't perfect. I'm gonna say it right now. There were 9 penalties called on Cincinnati. There were 4 called on Kansas City. There were like 4 on that one drive. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. Every single one of the flags thrown on the Bengals, that game was a fucking flag. Even if it was tic-tac or not, it was a flag. I watched the game from 15 minutes in the first quarter to 0-0-0 in the fourth quarter. It was a flag.
Yes, I agree.
You know what we don't talk about? There were 2 interceptions thrown by Joe Burrow, and they were stupid.
Yes. The Chiefs deserved to win this game. They were the better team.
Facts.
I am more confident in saying that the Chiefs deserve to win this game more than the Bengals did than I am saying the Eagles deserve to beat the Niners.
Facts.
The Chiefs were the better team.
Facts. You know who had a great game? You know who deserves all the flowers? Remember when we were like, man, we haven't heard that guy's name in so... Marquez Valdez-Scantling had himself a day.
Yes, he did.
Dude, 6 catches, 116 yards, and a TD. Defend Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and then come talk to us, Cincinnati. I love y'all. I like what y'all building up over there. Y'all let Marquez Valdez-Scantling put 116 yards on your dome.
What are the chances the Bengals keep Eli Apple?
No way. Let him go. Let him go. Yeah. He's getting like burnt toast. He's terrible, bro. He was good in the game against the Bills. That was he had his moment, and his moment shattered after that game. What was your favorite moment from this game?
Oh gosh.
Can I tell you what mine is if you have to think about it?
Go for it.
When they won and Travis Kelce said, "Shut up, you jabroni." It was great.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I love Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Know your place and shut your mouth, you jabroni. That was pretty good.
It was a great line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be my favorite too.
It's so good. So good, man. It's so good. And the more I hear Patrick Mahomes speak for media days and all the interviews and stuff, dude, the Kermit the Frog, bro, it's just... And he laughs and he sounds like he's has a frog in his throat when he laughs, too. It's just, come on, man. Great game from the Chiefs, though. I'm not going to sit here and act like the Bengals didn't play well, though. You guys turned it up in the second half. Finally, you guys were kind of slow to start. You came through and did your thing. The problem is Joe Burrow turned the ball over twice. But T. Higgins did baby someone. 2 someones. He double teamed, got a fucking touchdown over 2 people. I was
Speaking of him, do you think he gets a new team this year?
They were talking about that. Speaking of T. Higgins, they've been talking about trading him because of contract lulls.
Yeah, because he's on his rookie contract right now still. You know, he is due to get paid this year.
Why not?
T. Higgins wants a big paycheck.
Of course. He's good.
And T. Higgins would go be the one on at least 16 NFL teams.
Agreed.
You know,
he's going to have a
T. Higgins gets traded to Pittsburgh, he's the best receiver in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's half the NFL, he's the best receiver on the team.
He gets traded to Cleveland, he's still the 2 to Amari Cooper. He gets traded to Baltimore, he's the best receiver in Baltimore.
Probably Baltimore history for a good chunk of time now.
Yeah,
Baltimore hasn't had a good freaking receiver.
They haven't really had a really good receiver since Steve Smith.
I told someone the best receiver that I've seen the Raven play for the Baltimore Ravens was Dez Bryant for the wrong reasons.
I forgot he was on the Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. And he didn't play that much, but he was better than most of the receivers that that Lamar Jackson's ever played for or with.
Yeah. I mean, like you think about in division, like he's already the best receiver on two of the other teams in the AFC North. You know.
Yeah. You want to know who my favorite landing spot is for him, though?
For T. Higgins.
Yeah.
What's your favorite landing spot?
My favorite?
Well, Philly, but
absolutely not. No.
What's your favorite realistic landing spot?
We do not need him. We do not need him.
I know,
mean,
but my
it'd be nuts.
dude, if it were up to me, the Broncos would have every player in the NFL, and we would just get free wins because nobody else has a roster.
That would be nuts.
But
you know, I can't willingly say that. My favorite landing spot, weirdly enough, because I think they have enough cap space to not only move him in, but make a lot of other great plays, the Chicago Bears. Get Justin Fields some fucking help, bro.
NFL teams by cap space.
Dude, they have the most cap space in the NFL.
I know the Bears do. I know the Giants or the Saints have the least. They're like $60 million in the red right now. Who has some cap space who could pay T. Higgins? You know who has the third most cap space in the NFL right now?
I don't know.
The New York Giants.
That would be a great spot really too, but I don't want to see that.
For personal reasons, yeah, but
it's a great spot for him. After seeing what Dable did with the team that was put in front of him.
Cincinnati has the fifth most cap space in the league.
Why the fuck won't they pay this man then? Maybe because Joe Burrow's coming up on his... Joe Burrow does got to get paid.
Yeah, they have $35,000 in cap space.
Joe Burrow is going to have to get paid soon.
Or $35 million in cap space.
Yeah. Atlanta feels like a
Atlanta
team
is the second most.
Interesting. Texans is interesting.
Yeah, no, the Bears have, oh my gosh. The Bears have
million.
$93 million in cap space. They have, quick maths, 37 million more dollars than the next most team.
Yeah.
Than the Falcons do.
Yeah. No, they have a shit ton of money.
Crazy.
It's an insane amount of cap space. How do the Philadelphia Eagles have $2 million in cap space? How do we have money? I'm confused. God, the Saints are in hell right now.
And the salary cap keeps increasing too.
Yeah. It got upped a good chunk this offseason. Getting upped a good chunk this offseason.
Yeah.
The big thing I'm looking at, I really like Chicago. I definitely think that New York is a fine spot to land him in too, especially seeing what Daniel Jones did with this team. My biggest concern with the Giants, I honestly really think you need to retain Saquon Barkley before you go out and get like a T. Higgins. If you don't retain Saquon, go get T. Higgins, sign like Tony Pollard, who's going to be less than Saquon, and call it a day.
Yeah, you go sign somebody solid too.
Because Isaiah Hodgins is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I think he's a very big bright spot in this team. Who's Darius Slayton? If he moves, you move him to the 2 instead of being the guy. I'm just saying that's a solid receiving core. Fuck, man. Don't give them any ideas, bro. Don't give them any ideas.
Willing it into existence.
But yeah, that was the championship games, man. They were fun. I think the Eagles, obviously, Niners game deserved to be more, and I was ready for it to be more. But yeah, it is what it is. Can't control everything there, man. Can't control everything there.
Yeah. So we have Chiefs-Eagles in the Super Bowl coming up this weekend on Sunday in just a few days, which is exciting.
Yep.
I'm very excited for the Super Bowl.
For you guys, it's literally tomorrow, but for us, it's
for us, it's in a few days. Yeah, I'm very excited for the Super Bowl. This will be a solid matchup. I mean, the Chiefs are in their, third Super Bowl in the last 4 years?
Yeah.
You know, and the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl after a 5-year hiatus. Imagine that being the worst problem you have. It's been 5 whole years since we've been to the Super Bowl. Gosh, what a deprived franchise.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was after we won our first one, so.
I know. My team hasn't even been to the playoffs since we won our most recent Super Bowl.
7 years ago?
7 years ago.
That's rough. It's a big drought.
Only one team in the NFL has a longer playoff drought.
The
Denver Broncos. The Giants. Or the Jets.
The Jets has to be.
Yep. Lions did go to the playoffs more recently than the Broncos did.
That's crazy. Yeah, this is gonna be a great game. I firmly believe it's gonna be a fun one, and I would like to also add for the Chiefs, Broncos Bengals game that it was very poetic that the Chiefs won on a game-winning field goal. I thought it was very poetic.
I agree.
All right. Do you want to preview or you want to talk about the Pro Bowl first?
Let's do Pro Bowl.
All right, sir. You know what? One of us was there, so hit me with it. How did you like everything?
It was pretty cool. We didn't get to stay for the game because just the program I was doing, they didn't pay for our tickets or whatever, but it was cool. We were kind of in like a little holding area underneath the stadium, and we got to see a bunch of the players arriving. I sent you the video.
Yes.
So we saw a bunch of guys getting off the bus. We saw these people get off the bus. I'm like, there's this little kid got off one of the buses. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And then Eli Manning comes off after him. I'm like, oh, this is like the bus.
This is the bus.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of people you can see get off that bus. Like, you can see Saquon get off that bus. I saw Joel Bitonio, who I actually know Joel Bitonio, so good for him. I saw Justin Jefferson get off that bus. You know, like a bunch of people get off the bus. Crazy. It was cool. We saw Snoop Dogg roll up, too, in his, like, stretch limo bus thing. It was cool. Like, these two, like, super beefy African-American dudes got off the limo bus, and we're like, who the hell are these guys? I don't recognize these players. And then Snoop got off. We're like,
it's security.
that was Snoop's dudes.
That was security. That was the goons. I got it.
Yeah, just saying. Pete Davidson didn't have any goons.
Pete Davidson also isn't Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Pete Davidson also didn't kill a guy in like the late 90s, early 2000s. You know, like. Okay, so, but yeah, no, it was cool ceremony. They got to introduce a bunch of the players and stuff like that. The one thing I was super happy with, and which is a weird thing to say for the sentence I'm about to say, right? They announced like the Pro Bowlers before the game, right? They had them on the stage. They announced everybody's names and all that stuff. You want to know who got the loudest cheers out of anybody, of all the Pro Bowlers?
Who?
Was Derek Carr.
Which tells me be there.
So for context, for those of you who don't know, the Pro Bowl was in Vegas. Like,
right.
You can tell that
it was kind of a send-off.
It was kind of a little bit of a send-off, yes.
He made the joke too.
I don't think Vegas hates Derek Carr.
I don't think so either, but I get it from a business standpoint.
I think they love Derek Carr and they're sad to see him go. I think Derek Carr should be a quarterback in this. You know, he deserves to be a starting quarterback in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. He's very solid.
Like, he's a solid quarterback. Like, he's, like, Derek Carr in his prime was in the top 10 QBs in this league.
Right.
You know, he's kind of faltered off a little bit, but I'd still put him in the top 16.
Yeah, definitely better
on like most days. Derek Carr, yeah, absolutely. So, whoever he ends up going to, I think he's going to make very happy. But yeah, no, it was a super cool experience getting to see all those players and stuff like that. Getting to see everybody. Honestly, one of the weirdest moments for me was we were walking onto the field carrying the flag, right? Mm-hmm. And I locked eyes with Adam Schefter. I don't know. We just kind of had a little bit of a moment there. He probably has he's like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Who the hell is this kid?
But yeah, I'm just kind of like, oh shit, that's Adam Schefter.
Hey buddy, announce me to the left tackle for the Denver Broncos tomorrow, please?
Well, fuck no, you kidding me? I'd get ripped apart. Yeah, no, it was a super cool experience getting to do that. And overall, the Pro Bowl sucks that it ended in controversy.
Did it? I didn't watch.
It did. There was the
knee, yeah.
Yeah, the last play of the Pro Bowl, basically, for the game winner or whatever, they threw a flag that probably shouldn't have been a flag.
Of course.
And the NFC won because of it. True. I know Peyton was pissed.
Yep.
Which, to be fair, I mean, like, that's I think a $50,000 difference between people who win the Pro Bowl and people who lose.
Yep.
Something like that, like, that's a significant amount of money, even if you're, a quadrillionaire.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I kind of like what they did with the event. What do you think of the idea of going to flag football?
Better. Much better. Very worth it.
Better than what they have been doing, yes.
I like it a lot. I think the biggest thing with it is that you have to get creative because these still are professional football players. And I know nobody wants to get hurt or anything, but, like, We got to get a little bit. There has to be like a little bit of contact or something, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for it. Just I liked it.
No,
I liked it a lot.
I liked the events that they had and stuff like that, and I think they did pretty good.
The only thing I didn't like was that people weren't playing in the Pro Bowl. Like quarterback wise, I feel like we definitely missed out on some quarterbacks that should have definitely been there.
I mean, to be fair, the AFC, all 3 AFC quarterbacks did not go that were picked, right? Patrick Mahomes going to the Super Bowl, obviously.
That doesn't count.
Josh Allen is hurt, and Joe Burrow it says excused absence on there. Usually, people that lose the chip games aren't like, that's kind of optional for them to go. Mm-hmm. Like there were Bengals that were there, just Joe Burrow didn't go, right?
Right.
I mean, to be fair, if you think about the AFC quarterbacks this year, who else would go?
It's those 3, and then there's Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly,
which made sense.
Trevor Lawrence makes sense, and
Lamar
then
Jackson.
they got Tyler Huntley and Derek Carr.
Yeah, I guess it's fine.
If you think about the other quarterbacks in this league, right? Like, I kind of have a hard time believing that they realistically picked Tyler Huntley over Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah,
Derek
that was
Carr
dumb.
over Justin Herbert. Like, that's a little bit strange to me.
And then like the NFC was kind of okay.
Everything else for the most part makes sense. You think about the West quarterbacks. You got Mahomes, Herbert, you got Carr, you got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's not going to the fucking Pro Bowl.
Not this year.
You got the South. You got Matt Ryan not going to the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Davis Mills not going to the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence, and then who am I missing? The Titans. Ryan Tannehill was hurt all year.
He was hurt all year.
The North. You have Joe Burrow. You have Kenny Pickett, Lamar, who was hurt all year. So Tyler Huntley, and then Deshaun Watson. Right.
Right.
And then the East. You have Josh Allen. You have Tua, who's
Jones?
been hurt. Tua would have probably gone if he wasn't hurt.
Right.
Mac Jones.
Right.
And Zach Wilson or Mike White.
Right.
Pick your favorite.
Right.
Like, I think the only one that's kind of a little bit of a snuff there would be like Justin Herbert, maybe Mac Jones.
Right.
I think for the most part they got the quarterbacks right.
Yeah.
And the NFC they did right.
Yeah,
because
Geno was perfect.
The people they picked were Hurts, Geno, and Cousins. Obviously, Hurts didn't go, so they picked Jared Goff, which is completely valid.
Yeah, Goff had a great year.
Yeah.
Like, the only other person I could think of that they would pick in that scenario would be, like, Brock Purdy, who was hurt. I think he definitely deserved to go after the stretch he had.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's break it down. West, you got Kyler, no. Geno,
no.
wins.
Oh, yeah.
Brock Purdy, maybe.
Yeah.
The Rams quarterback, whoever, Stafford was hurt all year. It's not Baker. So, no. North, A-Raj probably wouldn't go anyways. Cousins, Jared Goff, and then Justin Fields. Justin Fields probably could have gone. But they had to keep up the meme of no Bears allowed.
Right. I mean, Justin Fields probably didn't deserve to go, though.
Off the top of my head, he's probably the next one out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Without going through him. Because Brady's not going to go.
Brady retired, so I don't think he was planning on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He never goes anyway.
Jameis slash Andy Dalton's not going to go. Whoever the Falcons quarterback is not going to go. All 15 of them. And then, who am I forgetting? The Panthers? Yeah, no. All 15 of their quarterbacks not going. And then out of the East, you have Wentz slash Heineke,
Oh, Dak. What about Dak?
Okay, maybe Dak's next out. Maybe Daniel Jones, too, actually.
Yeah. What the heck?
Okay. That's fair.
All of the East quarterbacks before anybody else was picked.
Yeah.
Maybe, man, except for maybe Taylor Heineke, but even Taylor Heineke had a phenomenal year.
He did. When he was there, yeah.
I don't know, man. Okay. Whatever. I like the event. What I want them to do is kind of make the events more fun, because I think that's what sets apart NBA weekend is the events are fun, like 3-point shootouts a blast. The dunk contest is cool when it's actually cool. I like the catch contest thing. I like the idea. It
was poorly executed.
I want them to jazz it up a little bit.
It's a cool idea. I
really
like
the
what they
idea.
did with it for the submissions thing. Did you see that?
No.
So they had an actual event. They determined that the finalists were Diggs and
Amon-Ra?
Was it Amon-Ra? I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Was it Amon-Ra?
It was Amon-Ra. I remember.
Yeah.
Because Amon-Ra won.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I like the idea. I think that was poorly executed, but they had like submissions and stuff like that. Because I remember seeing like basically like fans voted on who had the coolest catch of the AFC, the coolest catch of the NFC, and then they went head to head at the event. Right?
That's pretty cool. That's creative. I think they should do a top 2, and we should have like a tournament.
Because I remember seeing Pat Surtain, right, who was one of the nominees for the AFC. He did, you know, the zip line in Vegas that goes over the strip.
Yes.
He did that, and then like caught a pass while doing that.
That was cool. I did see that.
Yeah, like that's a cool idea. I like that idea of doing like that kind of sort of style rather than, you know, like an event jump on a trampoline.
Well, I liked. Well, but I like it that way. But I think what they could replace it with would be really fun. Would be ones where you have the wide receiver goes against quarterbacks and do it from opposite conferences. Like why we didn't do that is absurd because that's actually kind of big. It'd be really fun to watch Justin Jefferson try to beat up on one of the other cornerbacks from the AFC.
That would have been cool, yeah.
Or like Trayvon Diggs try to guard someone. Like that would have been fun. I'd have been enjoying that.
That would have been cool. I like that idea too.
Yeah. That would have been great. And you
I
could
like what they did with the big guys too.
Yeah.
Like the event that they had there.
Yeah, the pool. That was fun. Yeah, they did a good job. I think the events were very well done and they included pretty much everyone that they possibly could. And I liked it. So we'll see. I'll see how they ever evolve it in the future. I think it's a great base. And obviously it's the first time them doing this. So there's going to be times where it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who didn't like the flag football format, which I get it. It's not football, but it's better than what we've had for the last, like, 4 or 5 years.
10 times more entertaining. And I like that it was the Mannings who did it. And I would love to see other people like that in the future. Like, eventually when the Kelsey brothers retire, I'd love to see that.
I mean, they've been trying to do that with people. Like, they had, you know, it was like Jerry Rice and Michael Irving doing it.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
When they, like, drafted teams or whatever. I think the draft was a bit much.
Yeah.
But, you know, I liked that they had the Mannings doing it. That was a cool idea.
Yep. I loved it. And they've been so prominent because of the Monday Night Manning cast, so.
And that's true. And, I mean, and you have one who's like an NFC icon, one who's like an AFC icon. It works out perfectly.
Exactly. And next year we're going to have, like, Tom Brady.
Brady's not going to do it.
And Drew Brees.
Brady and Brees?
That'd be fun as fuck.
I think we should get some old guys to do it. Get, like, Namath and Bradshaw.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
That'd be kind of wild. Give me McNabb and someone else.
That would be cool. Get like McNabb and Vic or something.
That would be cool. That'd be cool.
I don't hate that idea.
The Super Bowl. Or wait, unless you had something else to add.
No, I mean I've said every piece I wanted.
The Pro Bowl was cool. I enjoyed it. Yep. I would have liked to watch more of it. I obviously was at a bachelor's party. And I didn't watch enough of it, but I enjoyed what I did watch of it. So hoping to see more from it in the future, and we'll see how it goes. But Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs will meet in Arizona for Super Bowl 57. We've also deemed this the Kelsey Bowl, the Andy Reid Bowl, everything under the sun Bowl.
Yep.
And
I mean, this is cool. This is the first time that two brothers will play each other in the Super Bowl while playing. Like everybody, they said this is the first time two brothers will face each other in the Super Bowl, and everybody's just like, excuse me, the Harbaughs.
That's coaches.
But it's like those were coaches, yeah.
Also,
so, yeah, this is the first time that two brothers face each other in the Super Bowl.
That one is important, as we all love the Kelseys. I think everyone could say that they like the Kelseys in the NFL. I don't think anybody really hates them unless you're like a Cowboys fan or like a.
I'm not the biggest Travis Kelce fan in the world, but whatever.
He's great.
Yeah, I can't deny he's great, but
you like Jason though. No one hates Jason Kelce.
I love Jason Kelce.
Okay, no one hates Jason Kelce, but
Jason Kelce.
Even more above, as much as we love the Kelce brothers, this is the first time in NFL history, 57 Super Bowls, actually 56, as this will be the first one, did not have two black quarterbacks going against each other. It's the first time two black starting quarterbacks will be playing against each other in the Super Bowl.
Yes, which is cool.
It's amazing. The model for quarterback has changed. It's not just sit in the pocket and do whatever you want to do in the pocket.
Because there was a long time where there was a persona that a black man can't play quarterback in the NFL.
Correct.
You know, like, I mean, sure, there were mold breakers. You know, there was like Randall Cunningham, there was Donovan McNabb and stuff like that.
Vic.
But we're starting to see a shift where. Well, I mean, I can't think of off the top of my head, but statistically, we got to be at least half, if not close to half, right?
We're getting there, right? Because Mahomes hurts. Justin Fields is there. Lamar Jackson, even his backup.
Wilson.
Tyler Huntley is a black quarterback. He's not starting, but he, you know.
Yeah, you got Dak. You got Daniel Jones, of course.
Exactly. Have you seen that man's legs? Vanilla Vic, man.
Vanilla Vic. I mean, we got to be close to half, if not at half.
We're getting there.
Like, without, looking at the numbers. Jameis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray.
Yep.
So, yeah. Which is interesting. Like, and that's kind of interesting that we're finally having this shift and kind of almost self-equalizing it a little bit.
Yep.
But to be fair, the quarterback position is changing a lot.
Correct.
Like,
it's a lot more movement.
There's a lot more movement. There's a lot less focus on like the true pocket passer. Whereas, if you have that skill set, great. But defenses have gotten smarter and smarter over the years, and it's important to be able to improvise things.
Yes. And I think Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts are some of the best at doing that. One of the people that were really good at that were Russell Wilson in his prime. And it's like they learned from those people. And I think Patrick Mahomes does the improvising thing better than anyone, because you could see him start halfway to the ground and yeet a football 30 yards and it goes where it needs to go. And he's 10 yards back, far right corner of the freaking field. No clue where he is.
Have you seen the thing where he's Travis Kelce has dared him basically to try a behind the back pass in the Super Bowl?
I would love it. I'd honestly love it if it happens as a touchdown. I won't even be mad.
That would be cool. See, I could see like, do you remember that play in the NFC champion? No, it wasn't the NFC championship. It was the divisional round. It was 7 years ago, because I remember it was the Cardinals and the Packers. Winner got to go lose to the Panthers, the Cam Newton Panthers. That year. Do you remember the shovel pass play?
The one that went to Fitz in overtime for the win?
To Fitz, yes.
Yes, of course, because it was set up by a Fitz. Big play.
It's this huge, big play, And
then, because he snapped it.
Like a little 6-yard
Yeah, because it was Carson Palmer, right? It was the quarterback for them at the time. Palmer, He snaps it, starts to do like an option, and he looks like he's about to pitch it, and he just flicks it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see something like that behind the back. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be kind of sexy, I'm not gonna lie. But I was saying, like, improvisers, that plus Jalen Hurts is honestly... We've seen it. We know what he can do with his legs, and that's why these offenses work. Because let's talk Chiefs, right? Their receivers, their best receiver is their tight end Travis Kelce, right? After that, it's like Juju Smith-Schuster and then Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Those aren't like top-notch guys, right? I think you could slap one of the two Eagles receivers on that roster, and they'd be the best receiver on the team.
Sure.
AJ Brown or Devontae.
For the Chiefs.
Yeah, like those types of things. And it's like, I'm just saying. No disrespect to Marquez because he balled out. No disrespect to Juju because he's had a great year. But my thing is Patrick Mahomes is great at improvising, and these guys can catch the ball. So it just works. And it's the same with Jalen Hurts, but you put better weapons around him, and he just does great things with his legs where he can get out of the pocket, move, and make some throws on the run that you just are spectacular. And I'm seeing hints of that in like Justin Fields as well, who's becoming very good at that. It just doesn't have the people to throw to in that regard. So this is the type of things that I'm looking at, and I think it's going to be really fun because both defensive lines are incredibly stacked. It's going to be a fun battle on that line. Because
I agree. It'll be solid gear.
Yeah. And then who's stopping the quarterback run? Who's stopping the QB sneak? Who's stopping the Eagles sneak? 92% of the time.
QB sneak. Yeah, I mean, it's deadly.
Have you seen that? The stat? Jason Kelce on his podcast was like, I don't know why on 4th and 1, 4th and short, quarterbacks, why are we not sneaking the ball? Stop handing the ball if you're wasting time. You just need to put the ball like 2 inches in front of you.
Yeah.
It works like 92% of the time. Go. So that's been the meme since 92%. And then they had Hurts on the show, and they're like, he goes, so how often do you guys think you convert that QB sneak? He's like 92% of the time, and it's great. And actually, I'm pretty sure they convert it like 92% of the time.
That's not bad. That's pretty good ratio.
It's like 29 out of 33. It's 87%. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this.
It's almost 92.
It's exactly 92, but yeah, that's not bad.
Close enough. It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good guess.
That's pretty funny. So
yeah.
It's It's gonna be fun. I mean, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I'm man enough to admit that. And I think he is a menace to society to stop. But I also think Hurts has solidified himself as obviously, if he doesn't win MVP, he's the second best. He was the second best player this year, outside of probably Patrick Mahomes. And these two teams they're great. And I think it's gonna be a really fun battle in the Super Bowl. And I think it's very interesting. The Kelsey's parents are proud as hell. Their mom always wears that Chiefs Eagles hybrid jersey. It's great.
Which is sick, yeah. Have you seen the petition that they really want her to do the coin toss?
I would love it, but she came out and said that other people are much more deserving, and I'm like, man.
Which is like, hell yeah.
What a lady. Yeah, and the dad's hilarious too. But it should be fun. Should be fun. How you feel about this game? What do you think what do you think the key factor of this game is gonna be for both teams? If you had to, there was one thing that I think is gonna set them apart to win this game. What do you think those one key factor for each team?
One key factor for each team. Yeah. I think this is going to come down to O-line versus D-line, in my opinion.
I agree with that statement.
The Chiefs have a really good O-line, so do the Eagles. The Chiefs have a really good D-line, so do the Eagles.
Yep.
Like, this could be a huge game that's won in the trenches.
Yep.
And I think the fact that the Eagles' rushing game is a little bit stronger than the Chiefs' rushing game could be the major difference for the Eagles.
Yeah. The rankings by this season.
In terms of the Chiefs and what their edge is, I think is not only the fact that they have the best quarterback in the league, I think their offensive creativity.
Yeah, Andy Reid's a connoisseur.
And Travis Kelce genuinely is a huge difference maker.
Of course, always is. He's the best tight end in the league.
Yes, the Eagles' defense is better than a lot of people think it is.
Agreed.
It's way better than Brandon Ayuk thinks it is. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's insanity to me, by the way.
But at the same time, I'm having a hard time believing that the Eagles are going to lock up Travis Kelce.
I mean, no, I don't think so.
But
I do think that every third down we should be putting C.J. Garner-Johnson on him.
Yes, somebody has to cover him,
That person needs to be C.J. Yeah, that person needs to be C.J. Garner-Johnson every time.
Exactly. So I think I think ultimately, this is going to sound so dumb, but ultimately, whoever scores more points, I believe, will win the game.
I get what you mean, though.
Yeah.
I understand what you're trying to say, though.
Yeah.
Rankings-wise, the Eagles and Chiefs are the 1 and 2. Chiefs are 1, Eagles are 2 offensively. The difference being their defenses. The Eagles are ranked 3rd, whereas Chiefs are ranked 12th. Right. They're the best passing offense in the league, though, first. No questions asked. While the Eagles are 9th, which, by the way, top 10, and Hurts still can't throw the ball, guys. Let's talk about it.
Whatever.
Rushing, 20th. 20th for the Chiefs, 5th for the Eagles. The big thing I'm looking at here is, I believe I saw this, Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be back for the Super Bowl.
Really?
But Mecole Hardman is not playing.
Really? Okay. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I believe I need to see the Chiefs injury update right now. Let's see if did they tweet it out. The Eagles have pretty much everyone was almost a full participant in practice today. The only people that were limited were the people that normally are they're kind of shaky right now.
Like vet rest and stuff.
Well,
too?
Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens, and Avonte Maddox were not very healthy. They're on it, but Landon Dickerson and Robert Quinn were both full participants. They did not play in the last game. And then let's see if the Kansas City Chiefs have they just don't tweet they don't tweet their stuff. They don't tweet theirs like the Eagles do. Well, I'm annoyed. But I did see something about Mecole Hardman. Oh, here it goes. Mecole Hardman. This was they haven't released their list yet. They haven't released their list yet because all these people were hurt. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be fine. Pacheco is going to be fine. The wide receivers and Juju and Kadarius Toney are kind of questionable. Like Jarius Sneed had a concussion, so I'm not 100% certain. But they're going to be missing a lot of receivers, and that's going to be really hard for them. Juju, Kadarius most likely aren't playing, and then who knows what they said Mecole, but now I think they get They're losing Mecole, but I think they're getting. I think they got back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if I read that right.
Okay.
Yeah, they officially activated Clyde Edwards-Helaire from injury reserve. So there's a chance he's playing. So, but they still have Ronald Jones, and Isaiah Pacheco has been playing phenomenal. So, who knows?
Yeah.
That's all I got for previewing. I'm nervous.
For previewing.
You know who I'm predicting. I can't willingly pick against the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Give me a score.
So I'm gonna put money on the game. I'm gonna do my bet like I normally do.
Okay.
I don't know how much faith I have in either team to cover any spreads. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bet the Eagles to on a money line spread, on a point spread. I usually don't do that. Okay. I always bet money line, just straight up they're gonna win the game. I'm gonna bet on the point spread today. I'm gonna go Eagles plus 7.5 because I think this game is a touchdown or less, regardless. So if the Chiefs win and we lose, or we end up losing, and we lose by 7 points, I still win. So
yeah,
we're good. Andy Reid's never lost to Philly in his career, but he also the times he's played us. We weren't as good, I think, as we could have been when we played them. This team's obviously better.
Yeah, wasn't that the Wentz MVP year? Wasn't that like one of their only losses?
Yeah, the year was the year we won the Super Bowl. We lost the Chiefs week 2 by a field goal.
That.
Yeah, I remember that. Shoot, man. I'm gonna go. Eagles win.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a higher scoring game. Feels like a higher scoring game. Go 31-24 Philly.
Okay. If the script is to believe the Chiefs are about to win this game, I believe it was 38-31 was the script that leaked. Did you see that?
Oh, I've seen 2. I saw the leak 37-34 Eagles.
Okay, so whatever. Clearly there's no script here.
There's no script.
Eagles win. I'm also going to go with the Eagles.
What?
Because I can't willingly root for the Chiefs.
Oh, valid. I was like, hold on. I definitely thought you were a Chiefs. Going Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Okay.
And here's why.
Okay.
The viewers just saw me on my phone doing a little bit of research.
Okay.
What are your predictions for Saturday night in terms of who wins the MVP?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes should win QB. Should win the MVP because of what happened.
So, do you by chance know the last MVP to win the Super Bowl?
It's a very long time ago. It was 99?
1999, Kurt Warner.
Yeah, that one.
And there's been a very recent string of quarterbacks to not only win MVP, but then immediately lose the Super Bowl, right? If they make it there.
Okay. Who lost
so that
last
would be a pretty... it wasn't last year.
Not last year.
Rodgers was the MVP last year. Rodgers was the MVP year before.
He didn't play the Super Bowl.
Before that was Lamar. They didn't get to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes. They didn't get to the Super Bowl that year. Brady was the MVP, and they lost the Super Bowl.
Was that the Eagles year?
Eagles. That was the Eagles year. Matt Ryan was the MVP, lost the Patriots. Cam Newton was the MVP the year before.
Oh, 2015 lost to the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers
was the MVP. He didn't go to the Super Bowl.
Didn't go to the Super Bowl.
So basically, unless you're named Aaron Rodgers, you go to the Super Bowl and lose, or you lose if you're the MVP.
And then Manning went, right?
Manning went and lost the Seahawks.
Yeah. And then AP didn't exist, though. That's fine. And then Aaron Rodgers. Didn't Aaron Rodgers win this year?
No, because they won the Super Bowl in 2010. So it would have been It would have been the 2010 MVP. Which was Brady. He won the MVP the year after they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, if Patrick Mahomes wins MVP, I'm going to go with the Eagles. because that's a tough curse to break. That, and I can't willingly pick the Chiefs to win because I really like our new head coach, a man by the name of Sean Payton's mentality. Did you see this quote?
Yes.
When they asked who he's picking to win the Super Bowl?
No, I did not.
He said Eagles because he doesn't want the Chiefs to win anything ever.
Valid argument.
I mean, he said it perfectly. He's like, listen, in a perfect world, the Broncos win and the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders all lose. So he's always rooting for the Chiefs to lose.
Valid.
Which I'm like, fair enough. Okay, I like that. I like that philosophy.
Can't get me mad at that logic.
So let's go Birds. I'm going with the Eagles. I'm going to go with an even higher score.
Higher?
I do. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I'm going to go with the score of 38-33 Eagles.
33 feels so awkward.
That's 4 field goals and 3 touchdowns.
Still feels awkward. I don't know why.
38-33.
It's a valid argument, but it still feels weird. It really is just 4 field goals and 3 touchdowns. That's insane. The predicted score on Caesars, the final score, Eagles are the 1.5 point favorites.
Really?
They are favorites to win the Super Bowl. 54% chance to win. To 46. 25-26 is the predicted score.
Yeah, right. 25-26, my ass.
That's such a dumb score. How did that even happen? Like 20, I'd see 28-27 before I see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
28-27 at least is like 4 touchdowns to 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals, you know?
Yeah. Like
they just add 2 points to each team for this. Come on now. Make it
or 4 touchdowns and a Brett Maher.
But I will say this no matter what, a 1 seed is winning the Super Bowl, which I think is kind of interesting because we were talking about how 1 seeds just don't win Super Bowls nowadays. A couple weeks ago.
Is that true?
Yeah, dude. Last season was the 4 seed. Season before that was the 5 seed.
Yeah. And then the Chiefs, I'm pretty sure, were the 1 seed.
I don't think so. I thought they were the 2 seed. Super Bowl.
They played the Niners, who were the 2 seed. I remember that vividly. Because it was the Packers 1 seed.
We're 12-4 that year. What was that, 2020?
I know for sure Broncos Panthers were both the 1 seeds when they played in the Super Bowl. So it's at least been 7 years, maybe less, since a 1 seed won the Super Bowl. I know that for sure.
I need these.
Because I remember the Panthers went 15-1. They were the 1 seed in the NFC.
They lost to the Broncos.
And the Broncos and Patriots were both 12-4, but the Broncos had the tiebreaker because they
Kansas City was the 2 seed.
They beat the Patriots in the regular season. That was like Osweiler's first start, I think, after Manning got hurt. They played them on Sunday Night Football, and I remember it went to overtime in the snow, and C.J. Anderson had like that huge run to finish the game.
Yeah, so Kansas City was the 2 seed that year because Baltimore was the 1 seed, and they got smoked by Tennessee.
Right. That was the Lamar year. Okay.
That was the MVP year. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2018, New England was the 2 seed, beating the Rams, who also were a 2 seed because the Kansas City Chiefs were the 1 seed that year.
Yes, because the Chiefs were the 1 seed.
Okay, hold on. I'm still going back.
So 52 would have been the Birds, who were the 1 seed.
That what are the chances of that? Last time 2 1 seeds met in the Super Bowl was the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Would you look at that?
I know the year before the Falcons were the 2 seed.
That's insane.
But were the Patriots the 1 seed that won the Super Bowl?
That's insane.
The year before the Eagles.
That's insane. The Patriots were indeed the 1 seed.
Okay.
Kansas City was the 2 seed.
I know the Falcons were the 2 seed that year.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, because I remember
Dallas was the 1 seed that year.
No, Green Bay, and then Dallas beat Green Bay.
No, Dallas lost. Dallas was the 1 seed.
Dallas was the 1 seed.
Holy
Green Bay
shit!
beat Dallas, and then Atlanta beat Green Bay.
New York made the playoffs this year. What the hell? Detroit was in the playoffs this year. What the fuck? The NFL was weird. This was only like 6 years ago. It's like 7, but still.
I know.
That's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, last time 2-1s met in the Super Bowl, the Eagles won. The year before, the last time the 2-1s met in the Super Bowl, prior to that, the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So when 2 1 seeds meet in the Super Bowl, that looks really good for our teams recently.
Yeah. So maybe
another reason the Eagles are going to win.
let's do it again. It should be a blast, though. I'm excited.
I think so too. It'll be a really good game. I'm hoping.
I'm hoping for it too. But if it's not a good game and we get a blowout, I don't care. If we end up, if I see Mr. Laurie holding a Lombardi after a blowout, I'm content.
Dub.
If we lose in a blowout,
dude,
then I'm gonna leave the bar.
If it's 45-0 and the confetti is green, life is good.
Right.
You know, like.
God forbid I have to go through what you went through.
Dude. Yeah, I've been on the wrong end where it was a blowout and the confetti was not orange.
It was definitely green and blue.
It was green and blue, and that was not a good night.
Yeah, if I'm seeing that midnight green,
I remember that vividly I remember that so vividly to the point where I can't even really listen to Bruno Mars music and not think about it.
Yep.
He was the Super Bowl halftime that year. That's how vividly I remember that shit. Because I remember Bruno Mars was the beginning of the end. Because I'm like, all right, comeback starts right now. You know, we're only down by like two touchdowns and a field goal at this point, right? Whatever, right? And then the Seahawks returned the opening kickoff in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno Mars was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, so that's my life.
Hopefully, it's different for us. It should be a blast, though. I'm excited. Anything we missed today?
I think we hit everything we wanted to hit.
I said we were gonna record for like 30 minutes, and it's been an hour.
Oh yeah, here we are. Yeah, over an hour.
But we'll have
okay.
You'll see some chopping and some editing and some fun stuff. But
yeah.
you know how that goes. But that's it from us over here. Any closing remarks from the flag holder for the Pro Bowl, Mr. Eric?
Dude, I got nothing. I'm flapping my wings.
You and me both. I'm just. All right, this guy we trust. We pray, we hope, and I want to add another hoodie to this collection that I got on. Super Bowl 57 would be great. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell where you see fit. Give us your takes. What's your final score prediction for the Super Bowl? Always
38-33.
38-33 from Eric. I'm voting for the 31-24. And at the end of the day, we go fly, Eagles fly. So I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Like on any social, anything that you guys listen to your podcast on, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We're going to get out of here. This has been Behind the Plays, Saturday edition. We'll catch you guys next time for some more stuff. Not the end of football season quite yet. We got some carousels and some free agency to cover in the future. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
See ya.